Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about a political issue, something that I normally don't get into. But I wanted to give you the facts so that you can make an educated or a formulated opinion on what is going on in our economy. Now granted, there are things that can be done much more rapidly, but there are checks and balances, and it can be overridden, but in this case it has not been. So a lot of people were talking about Hurricane Helene and that there was another hurricane that should have already impacted Florida by the time you'll see this video. A lot of people were talking about the fact that we have money going into other countries that are not U.S. countries, and that we should be supporting American citizens first. I actually agree with all of those statements and sentiments. However, I also want you to be well informed that a lot of the aid that is for foreign countries is already in place and is already to be issued to those foreign countries on a quarterly basis. So it's not like new aid was being scheduled and that these foreign countries weren't already aware of the aid that they would receive, right? This is almost on schedule and on par. It's almost a part of our alliance with other countries. America keeping their alliances intact and just being an allied nation, which is important. Not as important as it once used to be, because we do have the technical advances and the military power, but it is still important to show that although we're the dominant country, that we respect everyone and are willing to help everyone. Now, with that being said, I know people are already screaming at their phones like, you should be also willing to help everyone at home, right? I completely understand. And that's where we get into the point where they say America has the money to disperse funds out of nowhere, taxpayer dollars, to support the hurricanes. And you're right. We do have the money if we go into debt, more debt, to fund this thing, because all of it is debt spending. None of this is coming from, the pockets of key individuals. This is all coming from taxpayer dollars, and you're all funding it with debt because you don't have any money in reserves. You don't have any reserve. The Federal Reserve is not a reserve. They're loaning you money with the expectation that you're going to pay it back. So when you hear politicians say we have the money to support any natural disasters like Hurricane Helene, we really don't have the money, but we can make the money. We can just make it poof out of thin air. Absolutely, we can do that. But that is not necessarily having the money. And so it was stated that President Joe Biden had requested additional funds and had requested additional aids to prepare for additional hurricanes, as the people being impacted may continue to be impacted all of November throughout hurricane season. And so the president is doing something about it in order to get us aid. And if I'm being completely honest, I am probably not voting Democrat, so I have no reason to pick a side here, but I won't say that the president has neglected their country. I don't think that that is the case at all. They're trying to do some things to get funding to these countries. However, they're not really so passionate about it. They're not stronghold about it. They're not trying their best or making their best effort in order to get this done and achieved. I don't believe that to be the case. And so I say all that to say, More can be done. That is for sure. And this is not something that wasn't expected or something that wasn't anticipated. A hurricane had already hit. Now another one has already hit. Will you be caught off guard for a third time should something happen? This is not what you want in your presidency, right? Especially nearing the end. And so what I'm looking to see now is a president that is willing to be proactive and not reactive. Because right now we have been very, very much reactive, right? When we had a pandemic, no one could have thought a pandemic would have occurred. But at the same time, again, being reactive to the situation. Now, obviously, that wasn't President Joe Biden. That was President Donald Trump at the time. And now we have hurricanes, which are more common than an ailment that plagued the entire world. And not much has been done in order to stave that from continuing. Now, a lot of people are mentioning the $750 in aid that went to everyone, that they did not have to apply for that. And if they needed more funding, that they would have to apply for it. $750, yes, it won't change anyone's life, but it will help everyone's life. And I think that was the intended purpose. If you needed more money, I can't say you would figure out a way because, yes, it is hard. Power lines, I'm sure, are down. Signal is probably lost. It's going to be hard for people to connect. They may not have their phones. They may not have devices in order to apply for these things. And so I can understand that this can be a lot more stressful. I can understand that this can be very daunting for you. And I don't even know how you're going to access that $750 to begin with. But what I will say is this. If you live in one of those countries that have been impacted so severely, I wish you the best. I hope that as a country we get this right. And, our politicians and our sitting president does need to do more in order to support Americans. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.